Welcome to Invent Oregon and this instructional video about design thinking. My name is Bill Dresselhaus and the topic of this video is design thinking research. In the video on Design Thinking Explained, the 5 phases of design thinking process were presented. This current video will cover the first phase of design thinking, research, though it is sometimes called empathic research or simply empathy. It is the beginning of the design thinking process. Here is how the design thinking research process proceeds. One first selects the category or area to work in. Then there is initial need finding for a real human need. Next is contextual research for existing information, what has already been done. Then to discovery research to find new needs and insights. Finally, in the next phase is writing a project definition and brief. The key to success in design thinking is executing proper design research thoroughly and completely to find real human needs. Without those human needs and insights clearly identified, a project solution may easily fail. Following are 4 kinds of design research to be executed, each with different objectives, tools, and processes. The first kind of design research is called intuitional or life research. It is essentially one's life knowledge and personal experience that can be applied to a project. Intuitional research or life research involves recalling all of the things that one knows already from life experience. Here are examples of some of those things that one already might know. One uses intuitional research at the very beginning of design research to start thinking about needs and problems that already seem clear in the area of a project category. The second kind of design research is called discovery research. It is essentially discovering what is new and unknown that one must explore and find personally. Early need-finding research is a form of discovery research. One starts using personal intuition and exploration to perceive human need, just as a police detective might do. Discovery research is where one finds and defines human needs and insights that cannot be found anywhere else. Discovery research cannot be done sitting at a desk or at a computer. It must be done out in the field with real people in real situations. Here are some of the attributes of discovery research. One of the most powerful tools for discovery research is simple observation of people. The third kind of design research is called contextual research. It is essentially finding, within one's project context and category, what is already known and done, what already exists. This is done often via the internet, though many other sources are available as well. This is a list of several areas of possible contextual research. Much of this can be done via the internet searching or also can be done in the field or with books, catalogs, libraries, and other resources. The fourth kind of design research, which is done towards the end of the design thinking process, is called test or validation research. It involves essentially proving or validating one's design concepts developed through the design thinking process. The key here in this research is that one needs something to test or validate with real people. Testing research obviously cannot be done without something to test. That is why it is done after one has built or made some sort of mock-up, prototype, or simulation of a proposed solution. Without that, it is impossible to test ideas with real people. It is best if testing and validation of prototypes and mock-ups is done with the same people that one started with in the first phase. This lists a number of examples of resources and tools that can be used in the various kinds of design research. Later in this video, a set of discovery research tools will also be presented. Please note the last item in this list gives examples of stakeholders that might be important to a project, noting that it is not always only users and customers who have needs. Here is an example of how one might execute planning and strategy for design research. This can also be done as a group exercise with an entire team. Presented here is an example of a category selection and a process one might go through to initially discover human needs in a specific project category or area. A key analysis tool in design research, especially in need finding, is called root need analysis or root cause analysis. It simply means looking at a particular need or insight and being sure you look past it and behind it to see if there isn't some more fundamental need or cause instead of what you see that might be too obvious or only a symptom. This gives some examples. The following provides a set of discovery research tools that can be used for one's project research. One is encouraged to use a number of these, if not all of them, to develop discovery research of human needs and insights for a project. The so-called 6 W's can be very valuable for developing nearly all of the following discovery research tools. Answering these one-word questions can lead to a number of needs and insights. The most powerful discovery research tool is observation, simply observing and seeing what people do and have problems with to discover needs and insights. The following gives some examples of observational discovery research tools. A discovery research tool for observation that can be very beneficial is so-called shadowing, or following a user around as their so-called human shadow. Some of the possibilities are listed here. Using visuals while doing discovery research, along with such tools as interviews, can be extremely beneficial. Just talking and explaining with words can often lead to misunderstandings. Using some of the visual tools listed can be very productive in clarifying questions, needs, and insights. A common mode of discovery research is the interview. These are done with individuals or groups, and the questions should be appropriately planned ahead, depending on the objectives and goals of the project. Here are a number of suggestions and possibilities for various kinds and topics of interviews. Of course, individual interviews would be a most common type. It is important to properly select the people that are interviewed. Other issues regarding personal interviews are listed here. Interviews can also be done in groups, as long as they are not too large. It is important to select the members of the group according to project objectives and goals. This lists a number of those possible issues. Interviewing and questioning experts in a project area can be very valuable since they will give a deep understanding of needs and problems. However, being experts, they may well know too much and have a quite biased view or tunnel vision. Proper interpretation of their responses is important. Questionnaires are an important discovery research tool that can be used as handouts, surveys, interviews, and online. However, creating good questions is a challenge since improperly designed questions can lead to biased responses. If at all possible, one should try to quantify design research. This can be done easily with questionnaires and surveys where one has, for example, a 5-star or 1 to 5 rating system for certain issues. If one can quantify research information, one can then present it in charts and graphs or diagrams visually. It is also important to interview and interact outside of the project area and with outsiders, including outliers and mavericks. Often these people have interesting and invaluable insights into the project work. Sacrificial concepts, though a strange term, can be useful in creating what-if or what-do-you-think response scenarios to draw needs and insights from an audience. They can be completely disconnected from the project and even quite imaginary. Personas are somewhat controversial for design research. Some feel they focus attention too much on a specific user, customer, or stakeholder category, while others feel they provide a more concrete perception of a user, customer, or stakeholder. The website provided here gives a very comprehensive and thorough explanation and process for developing personas. Finally, it is important to always keep in mind that the real objective of the design thinking research phase is to discover real human-centered needs, insights, and root causes. Unless that is done diligently and thoroughly, a project may fail. This completes this design thinking topical video session. Thank you for watching. Hopefully it has been enjoyable and valuable. Have a great design experience.